Alright, let's make some straps, some leather straps. I found a pretty good way to do this, so I'm gonna start with creating a cube, and the purpose of this cube is basically just kind of like a placeholder object or an object to put the strap around. So the purpose of the strap is just to hold stuff together. So you'll find it often around stuff like armor and maybe modern armor or medieval armor, doesn't matter. Alright, so let's kind of make some placeholder legs. Then we're gonna throw this quickly in ZBrush and do some quick sculpting around it, because I'm a little bit more comfortable working in ZBrush than Blender sculpting. Alright, so I think this will do. Okay. Just want to check the transforms. Okay, so we're gonna export this OBJ and export it on this selection, apply modifiers, check material. I hate the default Blender OBJ export. Like no one uses OBJ materials. Okay, so let's throw this in to ZBrush. Project. Blend. There we go. Alright, edit. Okay, so work. Let's see. What would be the easiest? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna just see what happens if I decimate this. A little bit too high. Let's lower it to like 32. There we go. Alright, it's connecting, it's not a big deal. I mean, and this can be quite, it doesn't have to be super accurate. I just want to get the shape of like legs. So let's see, increase this a little bit, and then I think we can increase it a bit more. Maybe let's try 128 now. Doing it? Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it's doing it. I think it's a bug. Let's try again. There we go. Okay. So always turn on backface mask. I don't know why that's not a default thing in ZBrush. So annoying when you forget to do that and then you sculpt for a while and then you realize that, you know, without backface masking you get this kind of stuff. This, exactly. And then with backface masking on, nothing happens. Perfect. So I don't know why you would need to have backface masking off. It's just whatever, or at least have it on by default, you know. Alright, so I'm just like quickly making an ass area. Don't want to waste too much time on this. Probably gonna look a little bit cartoony. But we gotta have something practical to work on. Okay, let's add some folds. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. And that would be the knee area. Let's give some volume to the thighs. And And the crotch. Super important. Crotch. Right. So let's think for a second. Maybe there's a few things I can do. I'm gonna show that we're gonna add a strap around here, like here, basically, in Blender. Like a tie strap, like a holster or whatever, you know. And let's imagine that this is cloth, like a pants, and that it's on top of a pants. So I want to add some volume around where the strap will be. And I'll get rid of this cube kind of look. Alright, move this out, and then I think the strap will make it like a thick kind of strap. You usually want to make stuff like this a little bit, you want to give it volume. You want to, like, if I'm gonna add a strap, it's better to make the strap wider or thicker than thinner, because you're always gonna lose some volume when you make stuff, when you translate stuff into low poly or something like that. So it's better to start with a little bit too much width or too much thickness, and then you lose some volume anyway. Alright, so I think this would be, I mean, we can add a whole bunch of folds and stuff like that, you know, but we can do that afterwards as well. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add like a shin guard or something like that here. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of volume around the calves. Alright. And this is looking a little bit awkward, to be honest. I mean, the whole thing is looking awkward without shoes or feet, but whatever. Alright. So, alright, so we would be adding like a shin guard here, and we'll do that in Blender. So as we're doing that, some of the pants is gonna like bundle up here, you know, so we can add some. It's all very rough. I mean, there's no point in polishing this out at this point. Alright, and then probably we'll have like a strap go around here. So I want to add some pants volumes, and if this stuff doesn't make sense to you at this point, that's okay. It'll make sense in just a while. Okay, so we got like a kind of a weird, anatomically weird looking person here, but I mean, it kind of looks like legs, right? I mean, it's not that great, but it looks like legs. All right, so I'm gonna just quickly duplicate this, and the duplicate is gonna get decimated because this polygon is actually fine in Blender. I mean, it's more than fine, but you know, just wanna, well, actually, let me save the file first. Deal. All right. Pants strap. Save. If you're used to working with Blender and you're looking at doing some work in ZBrush, you should be prepared for a lot less stability and possible crashes, because Blender is incredibly stable compared to some of the higher end or industry standard applications. Okay, so this should be fine. All right. So I'm gonna export this now. I used to like create OBJs like and name them all kinds of stuff. Like I would create a new obj here and name it pants decimated, whatever, and I would end up with 100 OBJs at the end of a project, and those would all be OBJs that I would only use once. So I started just creating one OBJ and just naming it temp, and then constantly overriding that OBJ. So I'm just going to overwrite the original low poly because I won't need it anyway, and it keeps my folder clean. Okay, so export, go back to Blender, and in Blender I'm gonna can use the script, import the OBJ. There we go. That's the OBJ, and I just put it on a different layer, right? So now let's start by creating some like shin guard geometry. Right, let's bring this into orthographic, and I'm gonna turn on my face snapping and turn off the manipulator and duplicate these verts. I should turn on these screencast. There we go. I'll duplicate them, separate them to the different objects, and I'm going back into edit mode, and I'm just gonna turn this stuff on. And yeah, this never works. Okay, there we go. Dissolve. Okay, so let's turn on X-ray. So X-ray is great for this stuff until you turn it around. Like I wish X-ray would do something. There would be a secondary option in X-ray that you wouldn't have this kind of, that you wouldn't be able to see through the mesh. But then again, that's kind of what X-ray does. So something in between X-ray and yeah. All right, so let's just, I don't know, let's block something out. It doesn't have to be super detailed. Okay. So let's maybe make like a shin guard and a side, and a side shin guard as well, just to give it some kind of like a reason why. Well, I guess it doesn't need to have this, but just to make it a little bit more interesting. All right. Okay. Go. Turn this up a little bit, like this. Give it a little bit more of an interesting shape. All right. So turn off X-ray and turn off that shit, and then I'll go, oops, I'll go like the mesh. What's going on here now? What is going on? Why can I not? Interesting. Something is buggy. Okay, never mind. I was just gonna use this script, but half of my header there. That was a bug. Okay, so I'm gonna extrude. Not extrude, it's solidifying. Okay, here we go. Maybe I should save this file. Seems like things are getting a little bit buggy. Okay, straps, there we go. So we got solidify on this, and I think we can maybe make it a bit thicker and apply it. There we go. And let's add, oh, still buggy. What the hell is going on? I wonder, maybe it's OBS that's screwing up. Nothing else open. Okay. Okay, let's just add some bevels. Go into edge mode. Oh, damn it. Sorry, I forgot. I should have applied solidified. There we go. And let's just get rid of all of these and then make some new ones. Just isolate it. Alright. And all of these as well. bevel weight, and then ah, damn it, it's annoying. What the hell? Alright, so this is, that's alright. I mean, I can tweak it, make it a little bit more interesting. Maybe make this edge sharp as well. Pull this one in like that. Alright, well, I mean, you get the point, right? It doesn't have to be amazing. Let's see, let's add some material to this. Switch to cycles, and let's call this shin guards, and we'll make it like a dark bluish color. Just want to match this here. There we go. Alright, so that looks pretty awful, but it doesn't matter. It's just something to show the strap setup. Okay. Alright, so now let's create an actual strap. So I'm gonna go to another layer and I'm gonna create a let's see. We gotta create two meshes. So the first one is gonna be the simple strap. Okay. So I'm gonna create a cube and I'm gonna just squeeze it in a bit. Think on it. Well, I can keep it originally. So can get rid of these faces. Oh wait, hold on a second. I got my axis is screwed up again. Yeah. No, it's fine actually. I got it right. I'll delete these. And then the whole thing gotta scale down. Alright. That's about right. Oops. So let's make a bevel here and just giving it a little bit of an interesting shape. There we go. And then let's add damn it, it's annoying as hell. Alright, so bevel. Let's add a bevel. And let's add a subdivision. And let's go into edge mode. And I can do all of these. Is this working now or what? Yeah, I think so. No, this isn't. I think I'm I think I need to use the, I don't know why exactly, but alright, let's get this thing working and just bevel. Like that. And can reduce like this. Okay. What is going on? I'll clear these bevels. And then I think we can clear these as well. Alright. And if we add a... Oh my god, this is annoying. I wonder if it's maybe the screen cast that's screwing it up. Although I've used it in the past as well. Alright, so next thing I'll do is there's a nice tool here, symmetrize. So I think it's the y-axis. There we go. That's solved. Okay, so we got like we got a strap now, basically, or we got our strap object. So what we want to do next is I'm just gonna give it another color. I'll give it like a brownish leather. There we go. Alright. So I think I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker like that. Alright. So we want to get it around here. And let's see. Okay. So one way of doing this is by creating or the way I do it is by creating a vert. I like to start off with a vert and then turn on snapping, face snapping, and I'm gonna just extrude the vert like very. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this to a spline, and I think it's F. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's probably even a little bit too many verts, but that's okay. So now let's change this to a curve, and then we will change the curve to a Bezier and give it auto, and then there you go, we got a curve. Now what we can do is we can array the strap onto the curve, and I do this using this speed flow tool, which is a bit buggy at the moment, and then I click on array. There we go, and you see it snapped it to this curve. And if I go to the modifier tab, you'll see what it did. It basically created, I'm just going to minimize these two, and so it created an array on curve modifier, and you can find those here, array, and then you just switch it to its curve, and then it created also a curve. I'm not sure if this would have been created automatically, so if yeah, it looks like it is. I guess you could do this manually, but I use this tool SpeedFlow, so I recommend you check it out. So you'll see that it's not exactly, I mean it's around there, but it's not, the orientation is wrong. So what you do is you go into the well, you gotta select the curve, and it's called vert at this point. So, and then with all the vertices selected, press Ctrl T, and now you can sort of rotate the whole curve, and you can do it for individual ones as well. You see, there we go, and now we can actually, oh damn it, what the fuck, what the hell is going on here? Ah, sorry, I have the snap on still. Yeah, there we go. Usually if something moves around in a strange way, it's because the strap feature is, the snap feature is on, or the proportional editing tool is on, something like that. Oh, there we go. No. Okay, I think this is pretty alright. So you get the idea. This is a strap. Now you might wanna, I mean, it's just a loop at this point, so you might want to have like an actual buckle on there as well. So when if you want to do that, then I'm just gonna turn off the subdivision, and gotta see that the poly count is alright. Okay, looks like it is. So what you can do next is you can apply both the area and the curve, and then I'm just gonna actually reuse this curve for this area. There we go. And then I'm gonna go into edit mode here, and you'll see that there's some shady stuff going on here. So I'm just gonna connect these two ends with each other using the bridge tool and selecting merge. There we go. So I do have some, I think my original object had these extra edges accidentally when I symmetrized, so I'm just gonna get rid of these. Alright, so now this is a clean object, and if you wanna let's say you want to create a belt buckle or something here, you can just basically get rid of these faces and then insert it here. So I'm not going to do that now because it's, I'm not going to model a belt buckle at this point. And then if you want to do something like let's see, you want to create something like just rope that's keeping stuff tied together, you can use the same functionality. So let's say that we use a cylinder this time. I'm gonna reduce it to something like, well, right, 8, and I think it's fine. Then we're gonna scale it down, delete faces. Alright, so let's see if I can do this manually now without using that tool. I'm just gonna move this one in this layer. There we go. So let's give this another color. Use the strap, duplicate it. Rope, let's make it a red rope. There we go. Okay, so how do we do this? I guess we create a array, and then we use fit curve, and we select the curve, and then let's see. Deform by curve, and then select the curve. There we go. That was easy. So then I think we need to change the axis here. Oh no, my bad. So what we can do is go into edit mode, and then just gonna switch to increment and rotate it like that. Oh, and now it should work. There we go. So we want to set this to merge so that it's merging the ends, and then I guess that's about it. So now we can go to the select the curve and tweak the wrapping. Okay, tweak the curve a bit. To make this fit. Alright. And then what you can do is you can just duplicate this whole thing, or the actual curve. Duplicate the curve, go into edit mode, select it all, and then rotate it a little bit like this. And then we can, I'll just duplicate the geometry and just switch it to the other curve. So we'll switch it to this one, and we'll switch it to this one here. There we go. And then this way you can have like a rope that's kind of like wrapped around, and I can do this multiple times and then maybe model a knot on the rope as well. So I guess that's about it. What we can do next is we can bring this whole piece of geometry, the pans, back into ZBrush together with the other stuff, and then sculpt around the pans to make it look like it's fitting better. So let's do that actually. There we go. Export all of this stuff. Export as an OBJ. Temp. There we go. And then I'm gonna go back here and just alright, now let's move this a bit, and I'm just gonna duplicate this, mirror it, and then merge it down. So then we can really add some higher quality folds. To this pants. Let me increase the resolution a little bit. And polish. There we go. And we can do the same here. And folds usually work in kind of like an X shape. So you always want to have these kind of, you know, like this kind of thing. And then smooth it. And usually it's easier to overdo folds than to do them subtle. So I'm probably overdoing it a little bit now. I'm just gonna, and then we can add some sharp areas to the folds like that. So the folds are probably gonna bunch up more on top of where the strap is than below. There we go. All right, it's looking a little bit sausagey, but Alright, so I think let's see if we can export this back. Just gonna decimate it. Maybe 50. That should be fine. To export and OBJ, same one. And we can delete this one and then import it. Alright, gonna smooth it. And let's add a quick material as well and call it pants. We can make it kind of brownish like that. Okay, there's a specular here or viewport. All right, so then just gonna mirror all this stuff here. Mirror. There we go. And then I think I'm gonna just first of all apply these. Well, I don't have to actually, I can just mirror this as well. And mirror, and then add a subdivision. Alright, I'm gonna create a light very quickly. Alright. Make this a bit glossy. Oops, the light. And switch this to not render. Same with these, glossy. There we go. So that's the way I do straps. Like I said, you can add more complexity to those straps, adding a buckle by cutting this out, and maybe that's something I'll show you later. If there's anything that you have any questions about my setup, and if there's any kind of other videos that you'd like to see in the future, just add them in the comments and I'll see what I can do. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye bye.